Join me draft a pattern for a Mandarin Notch Collar. First, I fold my pattern paper into 2 equal parts. Next, I measure the neck point. I take 2 inches from the top of the paper all the way through. The 2 inches is for my extended collar. After taking out the 2 inches all the way, I use my ruler to draw a straight line across. Next, I mark my shoulder point. Shoulder is your shoulder length divided by 2. I mark the neck point again. I take out 1 inch from the shoulder point and I measure the depth of my armhole, which I used 7 inches by the way. I join my shoulder with the neck point and I draw a straight line just like that. Next, I find a midpoint for the armhole depth, after which I mark half an inch at the midpoint. Using my stencil ruler, I carefully draw my armhole, the curve of my armhole. Next, I move on to measuring the depth of my neck. Using my stencil ruler once again, I draw out the pattern for the neck. But since the neck is supposed to be a deep neck, a plunging neckline, I extend the length of the neckline a little bit further and I measure my bust point. I measure the bust span, which is the apex to apex. After that, I draw a line across to indicate these points. Next, I measure the shoulder to the under bust point. After that, I used my ruler to draw the line once again. I also measure the apex at the under bust region. I go in with the dart point. At first, I wanted to use 1 inch on both sides, and then I decided not to use 1 inch on both sides because I considered the person's bust circumference. I considered how it would look on the person, so I reduced it to half an inch on both sides. So using my stencil ruler once again, I draw out my dot lines, ensuring that it is the same on both sides. And then I extended the line to the waist point. Using my stencil, my curved stencil ruler once again, I put it at the midpoint of the armhole and joined it to the bust area. After which I took the measurement of that line because I would use it later to create a dart for the bust. So using that measurement I took, which was 6.5 inches, I mark the point where I want to put my dart, the princess dart, and I join it just like that. I measure to ensure that it is 1 inch, and then I take 1 inch out from under the armhole. Now using my stencil ruler once again, I am going to draw another point for my armhole. Now understand that this is an advanced way of making the princess dart, so some of you might not understand it right now, but this is what it looks like. Now going further, I draw a straight line from the neck point in the area I reserved for my extended collar, just like that. And then using my curved ruler, I'm going to join the line, the extended line to my shoulder, just like that. So this is what it looks like. And then I go ahead to join the neck to the depth of my neckline, just like that.